Hey guys, welcome back to another Christmas songs video. This one is Little Town of Bethlehem, also from the Hal Leonard Christmas Carols book. There's a few more to go here and I might as well finish them off. YouTube isn't particularly thrilled with these. I think especially with the clips I've been doing. I've been putting out the demos of 1 or 2 minutes of just the song itself, as well as the video of the lesson. And even when they're watched, of course, they're only going to be a couple minutes of engagement. If you guys could do me a favor and follow up and watch the longer video, that would be handy, I think. Lots of ups and downs there, of course, but hopefully you'll be able to get what you want. So analyzing this song a little bit, we see we're in the key of G again. We're going to be walking up and down the scales, leaping from chord tones, and using a couple of secondary dominants. In 4/4 time, we're starting on a pickup note again. We've got 3 B notes, that's the third of the chord. And then this beautiful A sharp. That's actually a B flat. We're taking the 3, excuse me, I still have my flu, of course. We're taking the 3 and flatting it and bringing it back up as we start the run up. This is kind of a bluesy use of that flat 3 back in the mid-1800s. Now on the A minor, we leap up to the D note. That's a non-chord tone. It's a stressed non-chord tone approached by a leap, so that's your appoggiatura. And then it settles down to the chord tone, the 3, the flat 3 for an A minor, drops all the way down to the 5th, the E, and back up to the root. So we arpeggiate the chord, but we start with the appoggiatura, the 4. Chord tone on the G, the root, you step down to an F sharp at the 4th fret, and back up to the G. So it would be a G major 7 with the F sharp, or you could think of it as a lower neighbor tone. On the D, we get a 5, the A, and the open D, the root, jumping back to the B note of the G chord. That's really pretty how we've leaped up to the A note. It's on an offbeat, so it's not on the G chord. So it's not an appoggiatura, but it is doing the same thing. It's dropping to the root of the G chord. That 4-bar theme is going to repeat, but with quite a bit of alteration again. So in an AA form, in the hymnal form. G's again with the B note. We jump to the 6 and resolve to the 5. We've seen that in lots of songs where that would be covered as a pentatonic and stay in the G chord. But here we go to the E chord, making that E note a root and a flat 7. This is a secondary dominant. This chord's out of key, leading to the A minor. This is a classic use of it. The harmony is moving from a G note in a G chord to a G sharp chromatically in the E, up to the A in the A chord, of course. So we're using this to fill in a chromatic harmony. So again, we've got the E, the flat 7, holding that as suspension, so we get a suspended 4 on the A minor, before resolving, and again, dropping down to the 5 and up to the root. So here we use the D, but it wasn't prepared in the previous bar, so it's an appoggiatura. Here it's a suspension. It's been held over from the previous chord before resolving. Same bar of the G, but on the D we get a B note, appoggiatura again, down to the root, or down to the 5, sorry, and then the root of the G chord. The B section now. 3 on the G chord again, as we've seen every time. Then a root and a flat 7 on the A minor. You can really hear it get dark on that 2 chord. And then a B7 chord here. We saw this in our last song. We want to get to an E minor. In the last song that was a 3. Here it's a 6 in the key of G, the relative minor. And we precede it with its own 5, the secondary dominant. This is just classic. It happens on every chord, of course. We see an E7 to an A minor, but B7 to E minors just seem to get inserted throughout C and G songs. So here we are again with the F sharps on the B7 chord. It's a nice scale run up the E minor chord, up to the B note on the B chord. So straight up the scale there. Hit the B note again. And I've written a funny little line here because you see the B7 resolves to E minor. So we hit it again, and you expect to go to E minor again. But they betray us. We go to the major, the relative major. Expect it. We resolve to many of the same notes, but it's again one of those deceptive cadences where often you would go from a 5 chord of G, like a D7, and trick us by going to the relative minor, the E minor. Here they've used the 5 chord of the E minor and tricked us going to the G. So here we are again on B7, 2, 3, predicting the G chord, and this A section again. G chord with that nice flat 3, the appoggiatura on the A minor, the D note, drop all the way to the 5 and leap all the way back up to the 5 an octave higher, and resolve that to the 5 of the G chord, drop to the root, go unprepared this time to the 6 of the D chord, offbeat we hit the 5 of it, and resolve on the G. So we get the same appoggiatura here, just delaying the 5 resolution on it. You should practice the chords on this one again because you want to be able to hear these secondary dominants. I'll play some of the tune in here so you know where you are, but listen mostly for the chords this time. Did you get those Tin Pan Alley jazzy elements out of it, where we're preceding these minor chords with their secondary dominants? Again, you can see where all of these techniques came from, back from European classical music and the hymnals. And this is how they got to America, as this church music spread across the country. So let's give her a listen right through here. See you guys later.